This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. A lingering financial crisis is apparently still hanging over the head of one of the country's premier sporting bodies. We get an update tonight from Kelsey Johnson.
It's been a roller coaster ride for the executives in the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association, the governing body for the sport of tennis in the country. From the opening match, President Deron Donaldson had to play smart ball as the International Tennis Federation hit back hard at the BLTA for the outstanding fees owed to them and members of that federation.
The WTA, which was sanctioned and hosted under the previous administration before my time, I guess some defaults on some money by the promoter, the sponsors. Again, that wasn't my priority to find out whose fault it was at the time. I just walked into it, and like as the ITF said, whether it was the past president, the promoter, you're now the current president, and this new administration has to deal with it. So that default on the money came from that WTA tournament.
The first staging of the Bahamas Open was held in 2011. The purse prize of $100,000 attracted some of the best female players in the world. The world's best came down again in 2012, playing for the $100,000 purse prize. The tournament was discontinued in 2013. Donaldson explains where the country sits in the eyes of the international board.
Basically, we'll be expelled from the ITF, as was stated probably earlier. It's just like any other situation or any other debt. You get a loan from the bank, or you go out to buy something and then you don't pay for it. There's consequences, and that would serve as the consequence, which we don't need. However, documents have been signed, commitments have been made. Half of the commitment has already been sent on to the ITF. The players have been paid half of the money, and the other half will come after the next budget is passed.
Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Kelsey. Well, members of the international press were in town last week as the IAAF took its Day in the Life program to Eleuthera to do a feature on the fireman, Chris Brown. One of the stops at the Harbour Island All-Aid School.
God is good, and I'm just grateful and thankful and happy and excited because I'm home, and to get this type of reception at home, it makes me feel good.
Any encouraging words for the younger ones in Eleuthera coming up?
Yes, I want to encourage them to never give up on their dreams, never give up on their goals, and stay humble and always be positive, because man has taken you through the world, and with hope and prayers, anything is possible. And for me, I just thank the Lord that I was able to touch so many lives and be able to give and contribute to my country, and I just feel good and proud to be a Bahamian.
The Queen's Baton Relay is a big part of the lead-up to the Commonwealth Games, which is scheduled to take place this summer in Glasgow, Scotland. And come this Friday, that's Good Friday, the baton will make a stop in the Bahamas.
A small reception will be held at the VIP lounge of the Lynden Pendleton International Airport. Shortly thereafter, the reception, we will pay a courtesy call on a government official. And then Saturday at 7 a.m., there will be a brief ceremony at Waikiki. And then at 8 o'clock, the Queen's Baton Relay actually starts, where it will be passed from one federation and sports enthusiasts to the other. Around 1 p.m., we expect that the Queen's Baton will arrive at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, where the baton will be presented to the family members of the late Thomas Augustus Robinson. At 6:30, we will attend a ceremony at Government House. On Sunday, around 11 o'clock, there will be a church service. And then around 1 p.m., we're inviting members of the press, and I stress the press, to join us for an opportunity for them. It's our way of saying thank you to the press for the coverage and the exposure that they've been giving the Bahamas Olympic Committee over the many years. And also we'll be inviting some of our top sponsors to join us in these festive activities.
Now, some of you may be asking why festivities for the Baton Relay are taking place during Holy Week, and General Secretary of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Romel Fish-Knowles, gave this explanation.
I want to apologize to the church leaders. I know it's Holy Week, but we don't get to decide when we host the baton. We have tried our best to avoid it coming to the Bahamas during Holy Week, but unfortunately we're stuck with the date. Hopefully we'll get it changed in the next 4 years.
Now, the BOC General Secretary also explained the significance of presenting the baton to the family of the late Tommy Robinson.
Tommy was the standard bearer for the Commonwealth Games. In those days, it was the British Empire Games, better known as the Friendly Games. And I think in 1958, he was the chef de mission, he was the coach, he was the trainer. And as a matter of fact, he won 2 medals, a gold medal in the 200 meters, and I think he finished second in the 100 meters, which was quite remarkable. And so I think some 50 years later, we want to recognize him for his contribution to the Commonwealth Games movement.
On to some boxing news now. When the name James Killer Coakley is mentioned, it's usually followed by a joke or a smart remark. But tonight, Killer all business as he looks to make a difference with his youth program in the big yard.
I have 56 kids, and I'm looking to get more because it's a lot of kids need help. When I said help, not financially, they need spirit, mental, someone who care for them, who can be there for them. Sometimes you sit down and you take the kids to the gym and you listen to they cry. They're good kids, but they need someone to show them love. They need someone to show them that they care for them. I'm just producing good people, very, very, very good people, including myself. We might have fought by the wayside, but we stand back up.
Last week, Friday, we promised to show you why Clint Watson isn't a part of our ZNS Sports Challenge, and without any further ado, here it is. Now, I really don't think it takes any explanation, but even after gathering up some followers, I think Clint came to the realization that he's really not the sweatsuit type of person. He even tried to make the walk back to ZNS like Darryl Miller, and even that came up a bit short. Clint obviously geared more towards business suits, and I guess he's sticking with that. As for the challenge itself, you need to tune in tomorrow night, as we will have a recap and the results from our first challenge, which was a G-Fit obstacle course. But in the meantime, you can get in on the voting for the People's Choice. Just log on to znsbahamas.com/the-challenge and you can vote for your favorite team. Now, I just want to remind you that we do have bowling this week at Mario's, putting our skills to the test. Team Colorful, a.k.a. Team Frank Hanna, a.k.a. Team Opal and Julian. I understand they've brought a pro on board to help them, but in my estimation, the only help they're going to need is from the scoring system, so maybe the folks down there at Mario's can help them out with that. And that will do it for sports, but don't go anywhere. There is more to come. Now.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.